What's going on, fellas? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, codename Agent Danger. And check it out, man. For today's video, I wanted to ask you guys for a little bit of help. But before we jump into that, I know right away some of you guys are going to ask me, what's the ETA and Tier 3 Jean Grey? And man, I gotta be honest with you guys, it could be 2 days, it could be 2 weeks, because we've just been getting a slow drip of her potential every single day of just 4%, a constant 4% increase on Jean Grey's potential every single day. So yeah, it could take me 2 more weeks to get it at this point, but it is what it is. That's what I expected from the get-go. So yeah, man, just to let you guys know what's up with Jean Grey, we could get it in 2 days, or we could be waiting for another 2 weeks. It is what it is. So for today's video though, I wanted to ask you guys for a little bit of help, because it's been a while since I've done one of these, man, and I saw a lot of you guys asking for gameplay using some of these characters. Seriously, I even saw one of you guys mention that I should bring Red Skull up to level 70 and share gameplay with him. Now, immediately after seeing that, I thought this guy has to be trolling, or he absolutely has to be new to Marvel Future Fight. And since we had Avengers Endgame, which brought in a lot of new players, I feel like that may actually be the case. He may actually just be new to the game, and he's wondering if Red Skull is worth a crap in Marvel Future Fight. So since I have 43 characters at tier 1 and 42 of them actually have their gears at 20, they have ISO sets, they have custom gears, even though some of them need to be changed at some point, I decided I was going to allow you guys to choose 3 of these characters for me to bring up to tier 2 and invest further in, so you guys can see what they're capable of. So that's what we're doing for today. And if we manage to reach 500 likes on this video, we may actually finally build Adam, because I have way more that I need to. Gold, Black Antimatter, Chaos, Normstone. I even already have an ISO set on him, but I just don't feel like a burning desire to build him. And until we see him make his MCU appearance, I may never build him. So it's completely up to you guys if you want to see Adam Warlock. Okay, I'm gonna leave that in your hands. So boys, I'm gonna give you guys a brief look at all of these characters, and I'm gonna let you guys decide. So basically just choose your favorite. So we start off with Absorbing Man. This guy's actually a really good Shadowline character. I actually really like him, and I use him every single week because his crowd control is absolutely amazing, right? His build, pretty basic, standard with me, 20 gears, no Urus. Most of my tier 1 characters will not have Urus because I don't feel like going that far for tier 1 characters. Bullseye, literally, to me, has no real value besides his leadership, although his 5th skill does a good bit of damage. If they didn't nerf him after they buffed him, I would have brought him up to tier 2 because he was decent for a little while. Then we have Crossbone. This guy is actually my floor 1 solo every single week for Shadowland against that Spider-Man relay stage. He's actually pretty good for that in itself, right? He also has a pretty good tier 2 passive, which could give him some more damage, but his survivability isn't very good. And I don't feel like buying this uniform for him because it doesn't offer too much. Personally, I'm just gonna wait until they're selling it for gold. But if you guys want a tier 2 Crossbones, hit me up, let me know. Then we got Drax. This guy has absolutely no damage. Absolutely no damage. It's quite pathetic, right? But he does have 1 saving grace in his kit, and that is when you bring him up to tier 2, every time you use the 3rd skill, he gives himself some immunity, kind of like Vision's 3rd skill. So he does have some use once you get him up to tier 2, but his damage is just so low. And then we have Goliath, probably the best tier 1 character that I still have right now, because his leadership is really good, right? He gives himself a 45 and allies a 45% increase to physical attack, and he has invincibility, iframes, defense down, which actually applies in World Boss Ultimate based on my memory, right? And his tier 2 passive is decent. If he had some healing in his kit, I would have definitely brought him up to tier 2 a while ago. Then we got Gorgon. This guy is basically just a leadership. He needs more survivability. However, at some point, I'm definitely gonna have to bring him up to tier 2 because of the fact that I need to complete one of these special mission quests. Okay, boys. Then we got Green Goblin. This guy in this uniform, I only bought it because it's being sold for gold. If it wasn't being sold for gold, I wouldn't have bought it, because even though it makes him super tanky, right, he has no damage, and without this uniform, he has higher damage but less survivability. It's just like one or the other. And then we got Hogan. Hogan's actually pretty decent for Shadowland. I use him basically every week I get a chance to, because of the fact that he has a stun on his 1, a stun on his 4, and his 5th skill is really good for crowd control. And then we have Amadeus Cho, the weakest Hulk in the game, unfortunately, right? He doesn't really offer too much even in this Monsters Unleashed uniform. And then we have Jessica Jones. She's my floor 3 or my floor 1, depending on how I feel. Generally, though, she goes to floor 3 against that Spider-Man relay because she actually does work on that. Then we got Lizard, really good Shadowland character because of the fact that he has the healing and the iframe and stuff, but his tier 2 isn't offering enough for me to justify that investment. Then we got Rhino. Honestly, I would really like it if all of these members of the Sinister Six get something big to go along with Far From Home. I hope it's not just all about Mysterio and they just leave these guys in the dust, because I would really like to see Rhino become a lot better than he currently is. And then we have Shang-Chi. And honestly, I really like Shang-Chi as a character, and I can't wait for him to get his movie. I hope they do him justice, but MCU movies are always really good. So I'm hopeful for the day that Shang-Chi finally gets a uniform that makes him much better than he is, because he has some cool skill animations, but I feel like they need to go a bit further for the legend that is Shang-Chi, especially since he's supposed to be based off of Bruce Lee. So yeah. And then we got Sif. Not really too much to say about her. In this uniform, she's playable. Without it, she's just pure garbage. Ulik, honestly, he's decent for Shadowland, but even at tier 2, I don't see any value there. Vostak, I'm probably going to bring up to tier 2 at some point, just because Chubbs is my guy. I'm just playing just because of his tier 2 passive. His tier 2 passive is actually really good, right? That 20% decrease to all allies. It's useful. It's useful to have. So yeah. Then we have Baron Mordo. Baron Mordo is actually a really good Shadowland villain, so I don't really feel like he's a bad investment to bring up to tier 2. It's just that bringing him to tier 2 doesn't really do anything for me, right? Anyways, then we got Daisy. Nothing really to say about her besides her 3rd skill buff. Deathlock, pure garbage, quite unfortunate. Then we got Caecilius. Honestly, his skills are way too slow, and I feel like even at tier 2, he's just gonna die faster than he can put out damage. Then we got my guy, DJ Khaled. I'm just playing. Anyways, Fat Man, Kingpin. He was meta when the game started. Now he's just pure garbage. Honestly, this is one of my favorite looking uniforms in this game, and the day they made it on sale for gold, I was very happy because it looks so cool, but I could never justify purchasing it for crystals. But I'm happy I finally got it because of the fact that this guy reminds me so much of the Raikage from Naruto. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's completely fine. Lash in this uniform and at tier 2, he's kind of like Vision and what's his name? Drax. That's his name. Where he has really low damage, but his survivability goes up from being non-existent at tier 1 to being pretty good at tier 2, because every time you use, I believe it's his 2nd skill or his 3rd skill, one of those skills, he gets the immunity for 4 seconds. So he actually becomes a solid character for his survivability, but nothing else. Then we got Lincoln. Honestly, the fact that Lincoln will never get a uniform makes it so that he doesn't really have any real value besides his leadership for Thor. So that's quite unfortunate, and the main reason why I don't see myself bringing him up to tier 2 unless you guys want to. Then we got the legend himself, Godoc, Modoc, whatever you want to call him, Spy Doc, Cap Doc. I'm waiting for them to sell this thing for crystals. Sorry, for gold instead of crystals, because yeah, I want to own it, but I don't want to pay full price. So yeah, man. Honestly, he's actually decent for Shadowland in this uniform, and I can actually solo stages with him, believe it or not. Without the uniform though, he's just pure trash. Anyways, man, I'm not gonna keep you guys too long, right? Every character here has their gears at 20 and they have an ISO set on a custom gear. You guys can just decide and let me know which one of them you think will have the most potential for you if you decided to work on them. And yeah, let me know in the comments and I'll get 3 of them. 3 of them will be gotten to tier 2 for you guys, for science. I'll probably give them Orus, better Obelisk. Don't think I'll take them as far as level 70 though, but hit me in the comments, let me know who you guys want to see. Also, if you guys still want me to get Kid Kaiju to tier 2, that's a thought, right? So you can also vote for him, even though he's not built up just yet, but I have everything I need to. So yeah, also if we hit 500 likes, we gonna get Adam Warlock built up real nice and see what we can get out of him. But anyways, man, thank you guys so much for watching. All the continued support, much appreciated. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.